Hey, somebody had a question about what to do if you've got these flash drives or an external hard drive or an SD card. How do you get these things? How do you get stuff from your computer onto these? What do you do? So I just opened this one up. It's brand new. Mine actually comes as a tiny, tiny little one. My computer does not have a way to plug this in, nor does it have a way to plug this in. So I could take this and stick it in here, or I need an adapter because this is what will plug into my computer. So if you happen to have an external hard drive or a flash drive or any of these things, a flash drive looks a little bit more like this. All you're gonna do is figure out how to plug it into your computer and plug it in. For me, I need to take this little thing, and my little adapter's got a spot for the big one and the small one. So I'm just gonna plug it straight into my little small one. And if you have something else, you might not need this thing. But I'm gonna take this and I'm just gonna plug it straight into my computer. So now something's gonna pop up. I am on a Mac, on a MacBook Air. It works the same on all of my Macs, but it's going to ask if I want to do Dropbox. I'm going to click no, I don't want to do anything with that. You might get other pop-ups appearing. You might have to format your hard drive. So if something pops up letting you know about formatting, you'll have to follow that, but feel free to reach out if you have questions. On a Mac, mine doesn't usually have to do that anymore. So you'll see over here, I'm going to make myself smaller. You're going to see over here on the bottom right, this no name thing. This is the hard drive that I just brought in. So I'm going to take it out. I'm going to unplug it. And I'm going to do this again for you. So this is now unplugged. I'm plugging it in right now. And we're going to look over here on the bottom right. And you're going to see this thing up here. Voila. All right. Now that is the hard drive. That is the flash drive, the thing that I am plugging in where I want to move things from my computer onto. I'm going to double click on it. And it's going to open this up. Now, the person that's asking about this wants to move SVGs or JPEGs, things from Cricut stuff, onto here to save some space on their computer. So you'll notice on the right over here, kind of underneath me, I have this little Cricut stuff folder. So I'm going to click and open that. So now I have two different folders. I have this Cricut stuff, and I have this one that says no name, which is my flash drive. Over here on the bottom left, you'll see that it is the no name one. Over here on the left, you'll see that this is my folder. This is on my desktop on my computer. So I am going to hold my left mouse button. I am going to click and hold, and you'll see right now how it's moving with me. And I'm going to bring it over here and see how that little plus appears and that little blue line, blue square appears around here. Those are things letting me know that I am now in a new area and I can move this there. So I'm going to let go of that left mouse button and it moves it over. Now, if I want to move a lot of things at once, I can click on one, click shift, then click the one that I want to get the full range of. So I clicked on that top one and I can do the same thing. Now I'm going to click and hold, wait for that plus, and if you do a lot at once, or a folder, it will let you know that it's moving it all. I could do the same thing with this font folder and it'll let me know, hey, it's moving things over. And once it's done, that little wheel went away. So clearly I have nothing in that font folder, which is fine, but you get the point. So then I can basically, everything that's on this computer in this folder, I can move it to the trash. So however you want to do that, there's different ways. On a Mac, I can right click and say move to trash, or I can click and drag them and move them over on the right. You'll see this little, let me do it with just one of them. Over on the right, you'll see this little trash bin. I can click and drag and move it into the trash if I want to. So that's how you can get rid of them. Now, this person also asked, how do I know if they're on the flash drive? But before I do that, I want to share why I have it like two screens like this. Sometimes if you open things up, it'll take over your whole screen like this. I personally don't think that's the easiest way because then you're not going to know where you're moving it to. So you need to shrink this. So you either need to come up to this little green and click the little thing to make it smaller, or you can try clicking escape. It really depends on your screen and your computer on what you're set up for. But now you can see that I have these two things side by side. That allows me to do that click and drag a little bit easier. And I like having it this way, teaching it this way so that you can see the things moving as opposed to another way where you don't see it necessarily. Now, The way that you can tell is if I click on this little flash drive that we decided is the flash drive, and you could not delete anything and test this first. So go to that little flash drive thing and see that the stuff is here. Click on one, make sure it opens, make sure it's working before you delete stuff. The other thing that you need to know about these flash drives is you have to eject them properly. If you just unplug it, you could mess everything up. So on a Mac, you can click and drag and hold and bring it to the little, that trash turns into a little eject button. Oops, you can see it looks like a little play button with a line underneath it. Or I can right click and it say eject. I believe on a PC that right click eject option works as well. So right click, eject, and once you do, then you'll notice it disappears. Now I can unplug this. All right, I hope that helps. If you've got questions, feel free.